We just made it to our second boondocking spot, wild camping, that we've been at so far. Our first one was in Alabama Hills, more north of here. And now here we are right outside of Joshua Tree. The sand is pretty fine though. It's nice because it's a free spot to camp, and our RV is a little too big, I think, to fit in most of the campgrounds in Joshua Tree. But it's nice here. We have a fire pit here, so that's how we know we can stay here. It's BLM land. Nice little pull off. David's trying to get it level right now. Our car also got stuck in the sand here because the sand is very soft. I think we'll be able to get it out pretty easy though if we put some boards under it. So we will see about that, but it's a nice spot, beautiful views as is usual in California. And we're looking forward to getting into Joshua Tree National Park. We're a little unlevel here, but we're going to back up onto some leveling blocks that we laid down, and we have some underneath where the jacks are going to go too, since the sand's so soft. We'll see how this goes. Now, we do not claim to be experts at all in any of this type of stuff. This is all pretty new to us, but we got it leveled out on a pretty unlevel area, so I'll show you what we did. We could have used more leveling blocks. We need some wood to carry with us. We have wheel chocks there. We could probably use some bigger ones of those. And he's covering the wheels now to keep them protected, and we drove the RV up onto the 3 blocks with them positioned so it went up easier. And then we moved the 3 blocks because the front was so far off. We moved the 3 blocks under each tire. So it is 73 degrees out here right now, and it feels more like about 80, I'd say. This is definitely the desert. I'm like waiting to see a rattlesnake or something, and we could, but we'll hope we don't. Not around our campsite anyway. But we're all set up and we're ready to explore. So when we are boondocking, we don't have electric hookups, but we do have a generator, and that powers our air conditioning. So even though it's really hot out there today, we're thankful for the AC. So we can power our TV when the generator's on, and also charge our devices when the generator's on, and we don't leave it on all day because it's somewhat inconsiderate to neighbors unless it's really hot, but we do kind of have all the conveniences since we have a generator. As far as the fridge, it runs on electric and propane. So we have propane, so if we need heat at night, because it can get pretty cool in the desert even though it's so hot in the day, we'll probably need our furnace tonight, and our oven, so we can cook also while we're out here.
Cook some taquitos.
Or use the electric Instant Pot on the generator too. Excited, Ty? What are you excited about? Getting some channels on the TV. We just did a channel scan and there were no channels. Now we got 4. Good job. He got that car out of the sand here. You can see there, that's a nice spot with a fire pit, but look how deep that sand is. It'd be so easy to get stuck there. Really have to be careful going into these spots. I hope we'll be able to get out of here, because this sand didn't look nearly that bad, but the car still got stuck a little. But the hero here, the knight in shining armor, it's our gray t-shirt, saved the day. Made it look like nothing.
No, I think backing out will be okay.
Good. So some of the ways that you can find BLM land that's free to camp on is on campendium.com. That shows you a lot of different places you can camp. The All Stays app, it costs a little bit, but it's definitely worth it. I think it's like $9.99, and it shows you all kinds of places that you can stay, BLM land and campgrounds, and where the closest gas stations are, so that's a must when you're on an RV trip. And also the website for the Bureau of Land Management which is a BLM. And I found a guide recently called the Frugal Shunpucker's Guide or something like that, that gives coordinates to where you can camp, and that's where we found this. And the author wrote a few for a bunch of different states, so that's very helpful, and I've been enjoying reading that and picking out different places that we can camp for free when we're not staying in campgrounds. We just found some friends here in the desert. Some other full-time families with kids our kids' age. So how about that? You can camp in the desert and find friends. Pretty cool, huh, Ellie? Gonna go back for their campfire later. Here's the view out of our side window, and the funny thing is, if you look there in the distance, the freeway is right down there. You might not be able to see it, but if I zoom in, there it is. There's a road right there that car's coming up, but then the freeway is also right down there, so this isn't far off the road at all. And we get good internet signal, actually a little better than it was at the campsite we were at, I think because so many people were so close together. But this signal is a little bit better for AT&T out here. We needed some gas today before we headed into Joshua Tree National Park, and luckily we found this Chevron and this coffee shop are only 8 minutes away from our boondocking site. One of the things we have loved about traveling so much is we get to see more of the outdoors, and we get to see a lot more sunsets like this. Look at all those colors. And the mountains in California have been beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful, Ellie?
We are watching the sunset, and it's very good. So you can join us, or you can stay in your RV. And done.
There's the sunset. Look at that. So pretty. So the sun is going down, and I'm going to show you guys how close Joshua Tree National Park is to where we are boondocking. We did hit some big bumps here. Some of our dishes fell out
And broke.
for the first time. But we did get out okay. It's just a little bumpy. I would definitely stick to those front two sites if possible, where the sand is really packed and you don't have to come way back into the bumpiness.